Do your students struggle with reading, language, and speech skills? So did mine. Hi, I'm Kelly Richmond, and the Literacy Speaks program strengthened my students' reading, language, and speech skills and lightened my caseload. I'm a practicing school-based speech-language pathologist, and I created the Literacy Speaks program because my students were not making progress with traditional intervention approaches. My time as an educator is valuable. I needed materials that would simultaneously address reading, language, and speech skills. Please join us for the next 5 short minutes so we can explain the strategies and demonstrate the techniques of the Literacy Speaks program. Literacy Speaks is an exciting and innovative program that improves students' reading, language, and speech skills simultaneously. Literacy Speaks is an early intervention program. Studies have shown that early intervention programs are much more cost-effective and productive than speech remediation, reading remediation, or special education programs. Literacy Speaks closes the educational gap by positioning at-risk students for reading success. Money is saved because costly supportive services are usually not needed later in educational experiences. Proficient reading and writing skills cannot be achieved unless the 4 processors, orthographic, phonological, meaning, and context are synchronized and activated. The Literacy Speaks Letters to Literacy step progression effectively activates and synchronizes the 4 processors within the brain. The Literacy Speaks Letters to Literacy step progression begins with introduction of the target sound and letter in isolation. This method allows the student to become familiar with the sound-letter correlation. First, teach the student to locate the printed letter within the text. Next, introduce the student to the segmented word on the top side of the printed stimulus word card. Once the student can correctly segment words, introduce them to the blended word on the bottom side of the target stimulus word card. Once the student can correctly blend the words, then you want to turn the card over and show them the picture. The unique aspect of Literacy Speaks is that it works with orthographic cues or printed cues. Many children with communication disorders have a phonological conception of words. To them, the animal standing in the farmyard is a cow. It doesn't matter how many times we tell them it's a cow, to them it's a cow. So seeing the picture of the cow actually works against us because they're thinking of the wrong sound. So working with the words, with the pictures first, actually helps the students progress more quickly. So we've worked through segmenting the words, blending the words, and then we turn those picture cards over, and it's really an aha moment for a lot of kids. We see that light bulb going off because they suddenly understand, wow, it's a cow. Even when students aren't using Literacy Speaks as a communication program, when they're using it as a literacy program, we still have that aha moment when they see the pictures because they've segmented the word and blended the word, and then they turn the picture card over and have the reinforcement of seeing the picture. Once the child can correctly blend the word with picture identification, you want to introduce sight words for phrase and sentence production. Sight words are high-frequency words that have to be memorized for fluent reading. Incorporation at this level allows students to be introduced to sight words and also allows them to be introduced to print awareness. At the sentence level, Literacy Speaks incorporates sight words that are uppercase on one side and lowercase on the other side, and also incorporates punctuation. Students are able to build their own sentences with target stimulus cards, including punctuation. Once students can successfully complete sentences, then you can introduce the Literacy Speaks reproducible books. Literacy Speaks reproducible books contain target stimulus sound words and sight words with simple and effective stories. The characters that the students became familiar with during the cards come to life in these little books. The students love coloring the books, learning their sounds, and learning new stories. The fun and whimsical books help develop reading, language, and speech skills and are reproducible so they can be used in classroom, speech sessions and carried over into home environments.